Welcome back. It's day 101 of the What Sold series, and let's jump right in. The first sale of the day is this Cabela shirt in a men's XL. Caleb Sells actually just talked about these chamois shirts from a different, I think he was talking about the LL Bean ones, but I always called it like the chamois shirt or whatever it was, but he said it's pronounced chamois, so we're going to go with that. This one took over a year to sell, and it sold for the full sale price of $11 plus shipping. Sale number 2 was this Wrangler Western shirt in a men's XL. This one sold in 4 months for the full sale price of $12 plus shipping. Sale number 3, another not so great sale. This was this Reebok Los Angeles Chargers jacket in a men's XL. This took over a year and a half to sell, and it also sold for a best offer of just $12 plus shipping. All right, here we go. We have a shirt that sold for more than 12 bucks, so that's nice. It only took us 4 items to get there. This is a Roper Sport Western shirt in a men's medium, and it did have a nice color blocking on it with a nice yoke. And this one sold in 42 days for the full sale price of $27 plus shipping. This is actually a good example. I talked about it before. I sold a Roper shirt of mine that I had listed for, I want to say, around a year. It was a very similar one. But I didn't include the sub, I think it's called like kind of like a sub brand on the tag. So let me show you guys the tag. Here's Roper, and then below it says Sport. Some of them say different things, and some of them just say Roper. The one that I sold, that I think it only sold for like 10 bucks or something. It took over a year to sell. I didn't include the little subset that was below it. And I don't know if that had a big impact on it, but I'm just assuming it did, because any of the ones that have a little name on the tag with them have sold a lot better for me than just the regular Ropers. So that is something to keep your eye out for, and maybe dig a little bit deeper on the comps with those specific names. So number 5 was this Johnny O full zip vest in a men's medium. It was new with tags, but it did have an embroidery on the front of it. So it sold in 5 months for a best offer of $21 plus shipping. So number 6, this is one of my favorite dress shirt brands to find. It's not because it's the most expensive or the absolute best-selling one, but it's a very common one, and it's usually left behind by most resellers. And I think a lot of people just don't know that it has any value yet, but it's called David Donahue. And I talk about it often, and I pick it up in almost all of my thrift hauls. But these dress shirts regularly sell in the $20 to $25 range. This one was a size 17.5, so a little bit bigger size with a decent size sleeve of 34-35. From my experience, the longer sleeves, the better. So if this was a 36-37, then it probably would have sold for even a little bit more money. But this one sold in 45 days for the full sale price of $22 plus shipping. So number 7 was this Tommy Bahama Hawaiian shirt in a men's XL. This was one of the silk ones, and this is a pretty good pattern on it. So I think that this would have sold pretty well. And I was kind of surprised. It took 68 days to sell, and it sold for a best offer of just $14 plus shipping. Like I said, this pattern is pretty nice, and I would see this as being like an $18 to $20 Tommy Bahama in a size XL. But sometimes that's how it goes. Maybe if I held out a few more weeks, or if it was a better time of the year for Hawaiian shirts, then I would have got closer to that $20 mark. So number 8, this is a pretty old item. This is a Prana button-up shirt in a men's small, and it took over a year and a half to sell, and it sold for a best offer of $4 plus shipping. After a year and a half for a basic item like this, I'm looking to move it at almost any price and just get it moved out of my store and get my store filled up with better items. Sale number 9, I think this might have actually been the best sale of the day, was this Levi's denim shirt in a men's 4XL. 4XL tall, actually. And this was a pearl snap. It was also new with tags, so it had a lot of things going for it. I think there might have been a little mark on it somewhere. Sometimes that happens with new with tags items that are at thrift stores or different shops, but this one sold in 60 days for a best offer of $46 plus shipping. So number 10 was this Lululemon polo shirt in a men's XL. This one sold in 5 days for a best offer of $20 plus shipping. Most of my Lululemon polos have been selling around that $20 mark. I am a little bit curious. I've been selling them quickly. I'm wondering if I held out closer to the 30 or 60 day mark, if I could get closer to that $25 range. So that might be something that I experiment with going forward. I think that I might actually sell some of my best items a little bit too quickly and I might be losing out on too much money on some of them. If I could get an extra $5 per item on Lululemon polo shirts and only hold them for still 30 or 60 days, then I might be willing to do that instead of selling for 5 days for $20. So just something to think about and something I might consider in the future. But I still like selling items quickly, and I think that that is the most important part, as long as you're still profitable, to move them quickly. Sale number 11, this High Seas Trading Co. shirt in a men's large. This one just had wine bottle print all over it. These High Sea Trading Co. shirts, I don't want to say that they're similar to Rain Spooners, but they do have lots of different prints in them. So some are better than others. I was actually surprised that I got in 6 months is what it took to sell, and it sold for $20 plus shipping. That's not too bad considering I don't think that this print is very amazing. So I'm pretty happy with that sale actually. Sale number 12, another decent sale from today. This was a Nike Florida State Seminoles jersey for Charlie Ward. This is in a men's XL, and it sold in 2 days for a best offer of $45 plus shipping, and that was with a couple little marks on it. Sale number 13 was this High Plain Naruto sweatshirt. I've sold a similar one to these before. That's the only reason that I even knew that it had any value. But this one sold in 10 days for a best offer of $20 plus shipping. I want to say I sold the last one for closer to $30, but this was only a size small, so I'm just happy to get it moved, and $20 isn't bad. Sale number 14 is this pair of True Religions jeans in a men's 38 by 33, so a pretty good size, and these were made in the USA. They did take over a year to sell, but they sold for the full sale price of $25 plus shipping. After items are over a year old, they do hit my 50% off sale now, so that is why they ended up selling probably once they hit that. Sale number 15 was this vintage Polo Ralph Lauren polo shirt. It wasn't a men's medium, but it did have a crest on the front of it. I feel like any kind of embroidery on a Polo Ralph Lauren shirt is going to help it, as long as it's a Polo Ralph Lauren embroidery, not a random company or golf course embroidery. But this one took over a year to sell, and it sold for the full sale price of $12.48 plus shipping. Sale number 16 and the final sale of the day was this Lululemon performance shirt in a men's large. It sold in 1 day for a best offer of $10 plus shipping. I usually sell these shirts, I usually list them for like $18 to $20 plus shipping and accept offers in like the $15 to $18 range. But this one did have a big mark on the front of it. It was hard to notice, but it was still there once you noticed it, and it was pretty good size. So I was happy to move it quickly for $10. I probably paid about $10 for this, maybe $7. So I'm not really making a lot of money on it, but that was just my fault for missing the flaw in the first place. So usually when I miss flaws on items, then I will just be happy to break even or make a couple bucks on it and move on to the next item. That's it for the sales. Let's go ahead and jump to the numbers. On December 10th, we sold 16 items for a total gross sales of $458.04, giving us an average sale price of just $28.63. This is really low. My average sale price last month was almost $35 per item, so we are significantly lower than that. So that is going to lead to probably a bad profit day, but let's jump into the numbers and see what we got. So the selling costs today were $172.85. The breakdown for that is $55.70 in eBay final value fees, $101.85 in shipping labels, and $15.30 in promoted listing fees. 9 of the 16 sales came via promoted listings, and I'm promoting all my items at 5%. Now, if we take away the selling costs and the tax and fees collected by eBay, away from the gross sales amount, it's going to give us our net sales for the day of $262.71. We still need to take away our cost of goods. Our current average cost of goods is $12.35. So for 16 items, it gives the total cost of goods for the day of $197.60. Now, if we take that away from our net sales, that's going to give us our net profit for the day of $65.11. Another low net profit day, and that's just how it goes sometimes. There's some high days, some low days, and hopefully at the end of the month or at the end of the year or at the end of however long you look at it, it's going to average out to be pretty decent. And yeah, all we can do is keep on listing quality items every single day and make our business better every day and hope that we have good sales because of it. So That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for day 102 of the What Sold series. Peace.